Here at MSJ, we're going to have the varsity game between the MSJ and the Hartford Hurricanes. You see the Hurricanes getting introduced as Max Wong was the first one introduced, number 2. Number 12 coming out now is Dan Kudermanch. And these two teams did play earlier in the year, and MSJ did win on the road up in Hartford. This is a league matchup, and Peter Ahar coming out, number 14. Hurricanes watching them warm up. They got a lot of size out there. Let's see if they can make that use to their best advantage. Chris Lyman, number 20 coming out. Now number 23 will be the final starter, Shane Trombley. He's the captain on the squad. And of course, the head coach is Joe Gillum. And as you can tell, the Hurricanes will be in the mostly dark blue uniforms, a little bit of white and trimmed out in red now for MSJ in their starting lineup, coached by Mike Wood and Leon Wood. Alex Spanos will be the first starter introduced. He'll wear number 5 for MSJ. He'll be joined by one of the main stars here. And that's Ernie Bulb coming out. He's had some huge ball games. He'll run the point, and he's one of the captains. Now Kevin Rourke coming off a 26-point effort against Windsor. And Jason Foster, the big guy in the middle, he'll come out. And he's only a junior on the squad. And then Tyler Gilbert, 25, also a junior, and he'll be the final starter for MSJ as we get set for the opening tip-off on Channel 15 Sports. Should be an interesting matchup between Foster, number 22 for MSJ out there, and number 14, Ahar. And they're both good-sized young guys out there. MSJ looking for the sweep over Hartford, and they need it because nice save by Bulb. Unfortunately, comes back to Hartford, and that's Wong with the basketball, and Gilbert slowed his progress down. And Hartford, good coach. Coach Gillum was a great player and got an excellent program going. And that was blocked by Foster. Got a piece of it, and it goes out of bounds off from Jason Foster. And it will be with Hartford, stay with Hartford down this end. Sorry to say, MSJ, I know they have a winning record. They have a little problem in league play, in Division I play. They want to kind of change that heading toward the postseason. MSJ with 2 games left on their schedule. I know we're tape delayed, and it's irrelevant by the time we show this. The basketball season will be over, the baseball season will be over, and the World Series will have been played. But I'm just trying to fill up some airtime. They call it travel, and there'll be a turnover. And MSJ will have the basketball. It'll be Spanos with the basketball, and Wong's going to deny Bulb the ball, and they'll come up to Gilbert. And Gilbert handles the ball very well. And remember the game that Foster was suspended for after the fight in the Rutland game. They pushed Gilbert into the main spotlight, and he had a huge performance against Virgins here in a great ball game as O'Rourke got to the free throw line, got sealed off, and O'Rourke gave it up to Gilbert, and he'll switch it. Gilbert is just an odd person as far as physique because he handles the ball like a guard. When he came up through the Castleton Village School process all the way up through, covered a lot of his games when he came to Christy King in the Rutland Middle School, and that's going to be missed shot, rebound to Foster. He played the guard position then, and he was a true number 1 guard. Now he's grown. Nature took over, and he sprung right up, but he's still, even with the height, he can play inside. Foster with a nice move, makes it 4-0. I say, but Gilbert plays and handles the ball and thinks like a guard, but he can go inside with that big body and play like a post man, so he presents quite the matchup problem for the defenses, or other teams' defenses. They come in here to Convent Avenue Gym, and Wong inside, Wong up, and that was another tip ball by Foster. Went to Spanos to go to Gilbert. 4-0 MSJ with 6.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter play. You're watching Channel 15 Sports. This is the varsity version. The JV game was won by Hartford. And that's going to be on Wong. It'll be his first foul. It's the first foul of the contest, so that's pretty elementary. And we will have Bulb take the ball out of bounds. And Hartford's got that tradition where you see everybody on their bench standing. You don't sit on their bench. They'll come up top to O'Rourke. He'll line himself up for a 3, and no. Boy, it's set on the rim and teased us, and Trombley with the basketball. And the big guy will get the rebound, bring it up himself, and trying a no-look pass, and it was tipped in place as Ahar able to tip it to his teammate down on that side. We have a Hartford timeout, and MSJ off to an excellent start here. Tempo-wise, they've got it right where they want it. Their passing's been crisp, and their decision-making is very good. And it's going to be a 30-second timeout taken, and timeout taken, excuse me. And we will quickly go through that MSJ roster for you. They have Mark Comstock, number 3. Ryan Gilbert is 4. Alex Spanos is 5. Ernie Bolvor is number 10. And Kevin O'Rourke's 13. Justin McCormick, 14. Jason Foster, 22. Tom Sexton, 23. And Sean McCarthy were number 34. And Tyler Gilbert is 25. And, of course, your coaching staff down there is the JV coach / assistant coach, Stevie Garrow. And Leon Wood and Mike Wood are the coaches of the varsity squad. And again, MSJ not having a bad year, but they need to get some Division I wins under their belt here as we start heading toward the playoff sequence. And Kudermanch will bring the ball into play, and we got it to Wong, and Wong guarded by Bulb, and Bulb an excellent defender. Very fundamentally sound, but very quick and agile. That's off the foot of Foster, and it'll just be basketball on the side out to Hartford. And it'll be taken over there by Kudermanch as he will get set and try to bring the ball into play as O'Rourke with light pressure, and they were able to easily get it into Trombley. And again, he's the captain on the squad, and he'll go to Wong, and now back to Kudermanch. And there's a lot of height advantage right there for Hartford as you watch this, and Gilbert really let him walk the ball in, but then Gilbert stood straight up and used all that 6'1" frame of his to tip the ball on the way up the shot, and it'll be Wong taking the ball out of bounds, and MSJ with a 4-0 lead with 5:49 to go in the first quarter play in varsity basketball action on Channel 15. And Kudermanch was the release foul, came out. Wong all the way around, will get a three-pointer for Wong, and they had just nice ball reversal, just good passing, bringing the ball back around. There's the steal by Kudermanch to Wong, and then Bove will almost steal it back, and it will become blue basketball. Kudermanch with quite the impressive move. He's 6 foot plus and agile as a cat. Let me tell you, he got up there and sold the ball all in one motion, threw it back into play as he went up into the third or fourth row of the bleachers here, and that's going to be on the floor. And MSJ giving up another second chance offense, but that's going to be a backcourt. And whoa, I didn't see a tip anywhere. The ball never changed pass or trails, and the Mounties bench here want to know what happened and why that wasn't the backcourt. Usually if the ball is tipped, the path of the ball will change. It'll flutter or curve or dive. Just like in hockey, if you redirect a shot from the point, you can always see the puck move. And Kudermanch backs himself in against O'Rourke and gives Hartford their first lead of the night at 5-4. Gilbert to O'Rourke, and he's trying to drive on Kudermanch, and he'll go back to Spanos in the corner. Spanos pass comes up right at the knees of O'Rourke into Foster, and that's not a bad option. Foster has just really polished up his game down in the low post, and he'll make it 6-5 MSJ now. So they'll go back and forth with the lead, and O'Rourke around that pass lane. I don't know how he didn't steal that. It'll be Sexton with the basketball, and there's the cut. Or I'm sorry, Sexton at the scorer's table getting ready to come in, and that's going to be a foul. No. Trombley will pick up a probably foul he shouldn't have committed. Okay, so that'll be his first foul, and they're going to bring 23 now in for MSJ. Will be Tom Sexton, who replaced Spanos, and Spanos don't really have a little problem with his ankle. And, you know, he's looked pretty free moving out there. He'll come out, and we'll see what happens later in the contest. But he's been a nice addition to the MSJ roster this year. Sexton did miss the last game. I can't remember exactly what ailed him, but he had an injury, and they'll go down now to Gilbert. And Gilbert back to O'Rourke, and you'll see the paint open up, gives it off to Foster, and he'll go up, and Foster, to think of his power moves to the hole, but he's developed a nice mid-range jump shot, which is only going to open up the interior a little bit more for him when that starts dropping as consistently as it has tonight. And Gilbert with the steal up ahead to O'Rourke. He's got a 1-on-2, and see if he'll try to break it down himself. And offensive foul. That's going to be player control foul. Okay. So O'Rourke was trying to get the 1-on-2 and try to break down the defender, and he was looking for the whistle to go his way, and they're saying he pushed off down there, and it'll be 8-5 now. MSJ with the lead, but that'll be the first foul on O'Rourke, first on the team also. Hartford with just 2 team fouls. Nobody with any foul trouble. That's a 3-point attempt, front rimmed it. There's another rebound, and travel. They're going to wave it off and call travel on Peter Ahar, and I'm going to tell you, that was one of the shortest travels called, as it looked like he made the rebound 1 step to the hole, but for MSJ, they got a little break there, and they'll wave off the bucket, and the Mounties will still lead by 3. As Bove, yeah, see Tom Sexton said a pick and a half, and the whistle blew, and I thought they were going to call him, but Bove carried the basketball, and they'll be side out to Kudermanch, and we'll have Wong, number 2, get the ball. He'll bring it up the floor, and 8-5 the score. And MSJ going zone defense. And I see Foster get her in position, and boy, he altered the shot. He didn't tip it, but he certainly made his presence felt, and that's going to be up, and no, on a fadeaway jump shot. No good by Ahar, and he'll get the ball from Foster on the rebound to O'Rourke. He'll slow it down this time, wait for the trailer to come in the picture, and that was Gilbert. He'll go to Bove, and Bove, there's that jump step, great dish. That was a fantastic play. Nice finish by Foster, but that was all set up by Ernie Bove. Sexton gave up the baseline, and then Foster, 2 shots, and I'll tell you what, he came out to contest the shot and got a lot of the ball, and they're going to give him the foul also. Now it'll be the first foul on Foster, and that'll bring Kudermanch to the line, and he'll shoot a couple. It's a tough angle, in my opinion, for the official to make the call. It was official from behind. I thought it looked like all ball, too, but 10-5 and stays 10-5. Gilbert tips the basketball, and Foster will go into the bench hard, crush half his teammates, get back into the play, and it'll be MSJ basketball. And I'll tell you what, the guys that sit on that end and don't play a lot just got woken up pretty quick there. And I wouldn't want Foster coming at me with that big body about 40 miles an hour either, then leaping at me. And it's Gilbert with the touch. Go back to Bob. We have 3 minutes to go in the first quarter of play. It's 10-5 MSJ. Each team with 2 fouls apiece. And boy, did they just 23 Sexton. Okay, so Sexton just pick up a foul on an illegal screen. Kudermanch and Wong working the backcourt, no pressure to deal with from MSJ at this moment. And I'm sure we'll see things from each team as they have Coach Gillum sending in a sub right now before the play gets underway, and that's going to be Darren Cole-Henry. So Cole-Henry coming into the ball game wearing number 33, and they're going to bring out Ahar. So Wong will bring the ball quickly into the corner to Trombley. He was sealed off back to Wong. Fakes the three, gets to the free throw line, pushes the ball inside. It's a great pass, and I'm not really sure that Lyman was expecting a pass, but it was right on the money, and he just bobbled it out of bounds. And that'll be Gilbert bringing the ball into play, and Bob will turn and see Wong at midcourt, backing up a little bit. He'll work to the side now, and that's where Wong will pick him up defensively. Bob off a screen set by Sexton, trying to buy the call on the charge, and no good in the basket. Set on the rim, basketball set on the rim, went and dropped. Foster now will run the other way and took himself out of a play. It's a 5-on-4, and O'Rourke slowed things down, and now just coming into your picture will be Foster. He'll come up from behind, get right in the middle of it, and basket for Hartford. What a chaotic-looking play everywhere. Goes to 10-7. MSJ's lead down to 3 with 2:19 to go, and we're going to call a carry on Bulb. And I'll tell you what, this referee hasn't seen Mr. Bulb all year because he hasn't changed since 5th grade basketball and bringing the basketball up. Bulb a little beside himself with the call. Yeah, calling it tight. It's going to be kind of liberal opinion right there, as O'Rourke will curl back and hand the ball to Gilbert and trying to take Cole-Henry on the dribble, and Cole-Henry will let him give the fadeaway, and nope. Rebound will come down, and we're going to have a foul. We got Sexton and Gilbert both there against Lyman. Just a matter of which Mountie will pick it up. 25 will be Gilbert with the foul, and that was, again, they fouled Lyman out there. Kiss for Lyman, number 20. Minute 56 to go, and Hartford just 1 3-point away from 3-point play away from tying this thing up. That's Cole-Henry's first shot, and no good. And Bo watches ball goes out of bounds. It's going to stay with Hartford, and it'll be Trombley staying right from the Mountie bench, number 23 right there in your picture, and he'll bring the ball into play for the Hurricanes as they're looking to get a little payback here as MSJ beat them up on their home court, and that's going to be a tie game as Trombley will rain it from the right side and put it up and in, and we got a 10-all game. And Mark Comstock to be coming into the basketball game for MSJ with a minute and a half to go first quarter, and Bo pass, nice catch by Gilbert as Bo kind of got caught in no man's land after he killed the dribble. Didn't have much to do with the basketball, and O'Rourke will go up and draw the foul this time as he'll hit the deck, hit the padding, and it'll be on. Lyman will get the foul, and O'Rourke will be at the line, and he's earned himself 2 shots the hard way, taking a little, well, more than a little bump, but he went into the wall, and it's very well padded, and he's okay, but he's at the line to shoot a couple in a 10-10 game with a minute 23 to go in the first quarter, and the Mounties looking for the lead will get it. And Comstock's going to replace Sexton for MSJ. Comstock will give him a little more quickness, a little more offensive presence in a variety of ways where Sexton's really not limited to, but plays a lot physical down in the paint to get his points. Comstock can take you off the dribble. He can shoot the 3, and he can also shoot the mid-range shot. That's a 3-point attempt. Second one by Trombley was no good. With a 12-10 game, Bove gets it to Comstock, and he shies away from Trombley, and then Gilbert will come back and get a passing lane, get the ball, and they'll dump it down inside to Foster. Pump fakes a couple times, and boy, everybody in blue was surrounding him. This is O'Rourke. Nope, front rims it. Will come down to Kudermanch, and Kudermanch will dribble through a bunch of Mounties, and Cole-Henry will go around and make it. Cole-Henry did a nice job of not picking up the charge, and Bo really planted himself well, but just nice body control by Cole-Henry out there. 12-12 game, Mounties with the ball. There's the paint, there's the dish. Ball was tipped. They're looking for Comstock. They'll run back, get the short pass, and on a drive, they'll give it to Foster. He'll pull up from 10 and miss everything. And I know he's stronger than that. He could have reached the basket. And Ball up ahead to Cole Henry. Nice catch. Tell you what, that was a heck of a catch by Cole Henry. Right on the end of his fingertips. And with 19 seconds to go, Hartford on a 4-0 run is taking a lead at 14-12 over MSJ on the Mounties home court. O'Rourke will go to Gilbert, back to O'Rourke, and for a long three. No, that thing was just about finished, and Comstock gets hammered on the floor. And it'll be with 1 second to go. Kudermach will take the ball out of play for Hartford. And, hey, anything's possible, right? They don't want to foul. They don't want to foul. That's all they want to do. And that's going to be the first quarter. And a pretty good first quarter for both sides. Hartford will come back, though, with a little mini run at the end and take a 14-12 lead over MSJ on Channel 15 Sports. And we got a new sub into the game on this change of quarters. It'll be number 32 for Hartford. It'll be John O'Neill. He'll come to the contest. And another big body. No lack of size on that Hartford bench on the team. They seem to have a host of it. I don't know if they quite feed them up there, but they certainly grow big and tall. Wong way outside. Oh, that just went like a brick off the backboard. No good. That'll be MSJ basketball out of bounds as Spanos back into the ballgame. Remember, he started and then sat down for a while. Now it'll be Spanos with Gilbert bringing the ball up as Comstock. Number 3 has it on between circles right at the top of the arc. And Spanos. 32, that's what I was waiting for the call. And it's going to be on O'Neill. Just in the ball game, he'll pick up his first foul. And that'll be the team's 4th. MSJ and Hartford both with 4 team fouls. And now Bove with just about half a second or half a minute played here in this second quarter. We'll get the ball in easily. And O'Rourke. Well, he thought about it 2-3 times and finally comes all the way over to Gilbert. Gilbert with that slashing ability will stop, fade away, and no, boy, he put a lot of arc on the shot to get over the defender. And Trombley, the big guy, hit the three-pointer, bring it up and threw it away. Kind of pass between Cole Henry and Kudermach. And neither one really made a commitment to the basketball, and it'll become MSJ ball, and they want both to go over in the corner, and that's where they mark them, and it'll be Spanos, number 5, with the basketball for MSJ. That's Alex Spanos. I said, being hampered by a little bit of an ankle problem. Looks to be moving all right tonight. Comstock in the ball game, yet to take a shot. And Bove with that slashy move will give it to Gilbert. And Cole Henry took away Gilbert and got trailed. Now, Gilbert did. He wanted to go baseline, and Cole Henry just didn't buy the ball fake, and that took away any angle that was going to be a shootable angle away from Gilbert. And he got underneath the basket and kind of his legs collapsed underneath him, and he traveled. And that was just good defense by Cole Henry. We'll go to Kudermach out there on the right elbow, dumps it down to Cole Henry. He'll turn, get the inside position, and tell you what, he's only got 4 points, but he came off the bench late in the first quarter, and he's put a lot of energy into this Hartford lineup. 14-12, same score we had at the intermission between first and second quarter, and Bove looking for a foul there, took the bump, put the shot up, no whistle, puts his team at a 5-on-4 disadvantage as he's not able to get into the play until just now. And then Comstock with a big rebound there defensively will get it to Gilbert, and MSJ wants timeout, and they're going to bring Foster, I believe, back into the contest for the Mounties after this timeout has been taken. And Foster has come in the basketball game. He took a little breather there for the Mounties, and he'll give them a whole new looking offense here. The dynamics change when Foster comes out of the basketball game. Bove sealed right off. Nowhere to get the shot. Nice pass down into Foster. And he'll go up and against O'Neill, try to go high off the glass. No good. And here comes Trombley in transition. He'll work it around the. A lot of bodies getting in his way for the block, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Trombley. And he came up a little gingerly on that ankle. And that'll be horn sounding. Bove will take a break for MSJ, and Comstock will come back into the contest. And then number 10, Hampton, DJ Hampton, coming in for the Hurricanes. And Cole Henry pressuring an inbounds pass to Comstock with a few twists and turns, but gives the ball right back to Gilbert. Gilbert now will try to get over the timeline, and he'll work it right between the circles and look to the bench as they'll get the call. And Kudermach, for a big guy, made a quick move, made the steal, and puts it up and over the rim and makes it 16-12. That's the first basket of the second quarter, and it took quite a while, almost 2.5 minutes for the score. Kudermach got a little advantage matchup-wise against O'Rourke as he has about 3 inches on him, and put a push call. And they're going to call the push on Trombley picked up the foul. I believe that's going to be his third personal foul. And they're going to quickly bring in a sub for Trombley. He's going to have to sit down, and that's going to be number 34, Jake Van Ryswick. So Van Ryswick comes in the basketball game for Hartford. 5:33 left in the half, and O'Rourke went up strong, can't get the finish, and that'll be saved by Kudermach. Back to Foster, and he'll go up and dunk it. Now close enough to me for a dunk. And MSJ closes the gap to 16-14. That's going to be put up, and Hampton, I believe that I've actually been tipped by a Mountie, and Comstock will get the rebound, find Gilbert in the middle of the floor, and he's got a lot of court to work with, so he'll just bring it on up in and get it in the offensive end, and O'Rourke will break. Oh, he missed it. He mishandled the ball on the drive, and I thought he was going to get a little break as the defenders all bought the fake and flew by him. Then he missed a little bunny shot, and that's going to be the quick hands of Spanos. Does create the turnover, and Comstock to O'Rourke, and Cole Henry gets back, and wow. They call that a jump ball. Wow. You know, I don't care if a certain athletic director is sitting up at Rutland High School doesn't like me having commentary when he does it, but he just mauled him and got a jump ball instead of a foul. Well, Kudermach will bring the ball into play to Hampton, and MSJ setting up a little bit of a pressure in the back court. And this is the first time we've seen this look tonight from the Mounties, and it'll be Gilbert just trying to steer him into O'Rourke, and that pass comes to Kudermach. Boy, Height comes in really to his advantage as he Cole Henry has a block by Foster. Oh, he didn't buy the first ball fake. The little traveler they didn't call in. Might have missed the call, but they waved the basket off, and it'll be MSJ basketball. Tell you what, Cole Henry is, I don't know why he didn't start, but he is having a time of his life tonight. He's having a good ball game for Hartford. Comstock, baseline up. Comstock with it, the freshman, Mark Comstock. Big time move, ties the game at 16-all with just about the midway point. And that's going to be off from Cole Henry. The defender made the approach, and Henry went to back off, and the ball went off from out of bounds, and MSJ had a chance to take the lead with 4:11 to go. And Bold will come back in, and Comstock will take a seat on the bench, and see Cole Henry getting rep on the ball on Gilbert, and he'll pressure the inbounds pass, and they'll set the screen, and Spanos will pop free. He'll get the basketball, and he's going to have to take a few dribbles, and he'll take the spin and get the ball back into possession. And needs some help now, and he'll find Gilbert. And there's where Gilbert's height and just ball handling ability really is an advantage. O'Rourke got it. They broke the press, got it to O'Rourke. He took a little shot off that baseline side, gives MSJ the lead, and Foster, boy, just blocked it once, and there's Cole Henry. No, he missed it. Foster blocked it. Oh, I'll tell you what. Gonna get 2 shots out of it, but there's a lot of ball being hit by Foster, and there'll be Lyman at the free throw line. Chris Lyman with a couple shots coming up as he was fouled in the act of shooting. He'll put it up and get it. 18-17. Hartford down by just 1, and a chance to tie the ball game up here on another free throw. Travis Clarkson's checked in for Hartford also, number 5 for the Hurricanes. And we're tied at 18. See Gilbert trying to get it to Bulb, and Bulb being guarded by Hampton. And tell you what, this has got all the makings of a classic finish here. This has been neck and neck through the first half of play. And I like sitting behind the Hartford bench when they come in to Rutland with Coach Gillum. He's a rush to listen to. He's a good coach, and I'll tell you what, he brings a lot of energy to the basketball game. And it's going to be O'Rourke. I was waiting to see O'Rourke's going to go to the line. And that shot is made and breaks the tie. Makes it 19-18. And it'll be Spanos coming out and doing a nice job when he's in the bed. They're questioning the fouls on Foster. They thought they had 2, but each book, Hartford's and Shay's book, says, the coach for Hartford, Gillum, thought Foster had 3 fouls, and he only has 2. And each book agrees with each other, Hartford's book and that's going to be slapped. There's Comstock, and The shot by Bove, no. Rebound will come down, and Clarks gets up ahead, and Lyman, boy, he took quite a run. And boy, I tell you what, this game is kind of a hard one to figure out as far as the officials. They called it extremely picky-uni tight early on, and now they're letting them basically WWF take place on the court, which is fine, but they got to keep it one way or the other, and it should be travel. There you go. We got an official wanting a time. Did somebody call a timeout? Oh, towel. They want a towel. Okay. Because at the collision at the other end of the floor, there's a lot of perspiration on the floor, and they don't want anybody to slip and get hurt on the floor. So they're going to take a second here, and the official will wipe up the moisture on the floor. And we'll just recap where we're at. We're at 2:58 to go in the second quarter of play. MSJ leading Hartford 20-18, and 17 fouls on Hartford, 5 on MSJ, and nobody in any real serious foul trouble. Foster's got 2, but if he gets another one, that will become a big problem for the Mounties. And with 2:58 to go in the half, we'll see how long Coach Wood will go with Foster before we get near the end here, and they might sit him down to try to ward off another penalty late in the second quarter. Bove got a little bit too fancy, lost the basketball. That pass is going to go up, and it's going to be an easy call there, as Gilbert is going to be called for the blocking foul. Or push, whatever you want to call it. That was Clarkson over there, that he had one direction he was going, and that was to the basket, and Gilbert kind of got in his way and paid the price. He'll throw it in the back corner. It'll be picked up now by number 10 on the court, Hampton. Kudermach from the right baseline gives it up to Hampton, swings it around. Clarkson will let it fly. Nope. Go for a 3, and Foster got the defensive rebound. His outlet was shut down. They want to get the quick push, and here comes O'Rourke now. Oh, O'Rourke, with that angular body of his, that slicing maneuverability he has. Boy, Bove got a little physical, didn't get the whistle there. Now they'll give it down to Cole Henry, and he'll go up, reverse, and the follow-up by Lyman kind of went off his hands. Foster just reaches down on the floor, picks up the loose basketball. 22-18 MSJ, and we're down to just about 2:05 to go in the half. See both start forward. Offensive foul, that's a good call. And it's Cole Henry, number 33, creating that problem. And Sexton and McCarthy coming in for Foster and Gilbert, and that's what I really expected, trying to preserve the 2 fouls on Gilbert and 2 fouls on Foster for becoming into a 3-foul situation. Bove slaps that out of bounds. I mean, you're up by 4 with 2 minutes to go. Unless they put together a tremendous run by Hartford, you can either go to the halftime with your 4-point lead, or with a lead, I should say, or tied, or down just a bucket. So not a bad. I think it's a great move to try to save the fouls. And they go up to Foster. Bove had O'Rourke open, didn't get it to him. He'll take the shot and get it. There's O'Rourke with the steal back there, cuts it up, and O'Rourke almost got the 3-point play. Oh, what a good job by O'Rourke, kind of hiding back there, and he's a big kid. I don't know, they didn't see him, but. So 2 shots coming up for O'Rourke, the lead at 24-18, 6-point lead. Kudermach will get the foul, and when Kevin O'Rourke will gather himself, he'll step up to the line, have a couple shots, and 34 on the sidelines, Van Ryswick. He's going to come into the ball game for Hartford with 1:51 to go. The half, and that's good by O'Rourke. And Van Ryswick will come in and replace Clarkson, number 5, for Hartford. Lead to 7 now. It's Sexton, Comstock, O'Rourke, Bove, and McCarthy on the floor for the Mounties. And that's good, too. O'Rourke with 2 perfect free throws, and Cole Henry will get it into Wong, and Wong works himself around Bove and the reach by O'Rourke. They'll go down inside, and they'll want to turn, and got it. They just got the ball down in the Lyman in a sweet spot, and of course without Foster there, there's a lot more room in the paint to work with. You don't really have that legitimate blocking threat, or shot blocking threat down there. McCarthy will find Bove, and now they've got to cross the timeline, and they do that with 1:29 to go. 26-20 MSJ, and they're going to call a travel as Bove put the brakes on, and he better go to get those adjusted, because he didn't really come to a good stop as he had a slide there, and it'll become Hartford ball, and they'll be taken out of bounds right in front of the Hartford bench as they let Van Ryswick tie his sneaker as it was all loose there, and we'll get set to bring the ball into play as Shea again with some soft pressure in the backcourt, and that's Bove. And Comstock trying to get the trap, and Kudermach took it all the way into the hole, and that's going to be the putback. Count it! Oh, on the boards was Lyman, and he got the bucket, the foul, and 23. It's going to be Sexton with the foul, and I believe that's 2 on Sexton. It is. 8th team foul, and we're at 26-22, and Hartford with a chance to come within 3 here on this made free throw. And they're not going to get it done. And boy, O'Rourke racing for the loose ball. Will get it, turn, find the handle. Almost got away from him. Goes baseline, gets the pass up on his side, and Comstock got up in the air and didn't have much to do with the basketball. And coming down the other end now is Hartford. They look for the trailer on the play. It's Wong. Fakes the 3, takes it up, and beautiful touch on the ball. 26-24. MSJ's leads down to 2, and only 50 seconds left in Comstock. That's going to be a foul as McCarthy got pushed into Van Ryswick, and they make sure everybody's okay because that's a lot of beef, hitting a lot of beef right there. And that's going to be the 9th foul, still the 1-on-1. Going to have McCarthy heading to the free throw line. Now in the JV game played earlier tonight, he played in the JV contest and was very good from the free throw line there. And we'll see what happens here now in the varsity. And they're going to bring 21 in for Hartford. It's going to be Lucas Bellavance, and Bellavance will come in and replace Cole Henry. And I'll tell you what, Darren Cole Henry played a great first half of play off the bench for Hartford. So 51 seconds to go, and the first shot by McCarthy, no. O'Rourke tried to go up and get the tip off from Kudermans, couldn't get to it. Van Ryswick will navigate into the front court, work to the right side, and give the ball off to Wong on that side. Hartford can take the lead or tie it if they can get a 2 or 3 point basket. And right now they just need to hold on to the basketball. It's going to be driven back. A lot of bodies on the floor right now, and that's going to be Lyman. Got it. We're tied at 26. Now with Gilbert and Foster on the bench, I said some of the scenarios. Right now we're tied, and you can see the dynamics really change on the floor with those 2 gentlemen out at the same time. And O'Rourke and MSJ see if they play for the last shot, as this is McCarthy doing a lot of faking. Gets it off. The timeout called by MSJ. They didn't want to get the 5 count, and they were dangerously close to having that happen. And it'll be a 30-second timeout, and we'll take a look in at Coach Mike Wood, and we'll read through his roster right now as he has out there Mark Comstock, Ryan Gilbert. Well, Mark Comstock's 3, Ryan Gilbert 4, Alex Spanos 5, Ernie Bolt 10, Kevin O'Rourke 13, Justin McCormick 14, Jason Foster 22, Tom Sexton 23, Sean McCarthy 24, and Tyler Gilbert is 25. Well, they had that, was an 8-point lead with 1:51 to go, and they brought Gilbert and Foster out, protect them from getting their 3rd foul in the late second quarter, and it's turned into 26 all time. Really not the worst case scenario. And I trade in that, well, I don't want to say trade in an 8-point lead, but I really would rather have my 2 big men starting off with just 2 fouls apiece as we go into the second half. But really, who am I to care? Bove with the ball and just 11 seconds to go, and pretty positive that it'll be just 1 shot. Bove set a screen and a half, and O'Rourke, no. Rebound taken out Sexton's hands. And here comes Kudermans. It'll count if it goes, and it's just going to be off the mark. And we'll end it 26 all at the half. Hartford MSJ and a dandy on Channel 15 Sports. Basketball as we get set to start 3rd quarter of play. And Comstock coming out late on a change in the lineup. They had Sexton out there, and I think what they came over is checked on the foul situation, and whatever they told Coach Leon Wood, he went over and switched up with Comstock coming out, and that's Comstock with the basketball. Got 26 all game. We're just 6 seconds into the 3rd quarter. And Foster really was a big factor in the 1st quarter as far as getting the ball down low, but Hartford kind of made an adjustment to when his boy Comstock with his 4th point, and it was just beautiful catch and shoot. Didn't really square. He just has the ability to shoot off balance and drained it. 28-26 the Mounties with the lead, and they'll get down inside. Lyman has a shot blocked by O'Rourke. O'Rourke came in undetected from behind, knocked the ball away on the block, and MSJ with, I think that's 5 blocks tonight combined as a team. Bove catches, fakes, pivots, swivels, kicks it off on that side. Gilbert wants to go inside, and Gilbert with that beautiful, smooth, gliding move. Couldn't get the finish that time. He'll body up to Trombley, who's back in the basketball game for Hartford. He's got 3 fouls, Trombley does, and this is Kudermans with the basketball. He's, I don't know, he never stepped on that inline, but they'll go out of bounds, and it will be Hartford basketball. Tell you, Hartford with some size, but very agile, athletic team out there. A lot of fun to watch them play. We're at 7:06 to go in the 3rd quarter. This has got a long story to write to finish here on the ending tonight. As Wong will go to Kudermans. She'll swing it over. And Trombley, who has 1 3-pointer in the basketball game. Remember, he's hampered by foul trouble. And trying to work it inside will go up, and he had to try to get it up over Foster and by the first fake. And it goes off from Ahar out of bounds of Hartford. It'll be MSJ basketball. Now it looks like we'll see pressure in the back court, and they'll go to O'Rourke, back to Gilbert, and Gilbert will walk it up against Ahar, and Ahar will kind of play him loose. And now no problem for the Mounties. They set up in the front court, and they'll go down low to Foster. He wants to spin, turn, fire, get it. Pretty devastating when he gets the ball that low down in the paint on the blocks. Foster in double digits on the evening for MSJ, and 30-26 the lead for the Mounties is 4 points. Bove comes out as Wong killed the dribble and didn't have a lot to do with it. And they get the ball over to Trombley just before the 5 count probably would have initiated. And the ball loose, picked up. Mounties running the floor with the 2-on-2. Pass to Bove, lets the defender literally jump over his back and get it. That was unbelievable. He got kicked in the head on the jump, and I don't know what you'd even call that, but I can't believe on contact there'd be no foul. 12. It'll be Kudermanch with the foul, and the ball will go to Mounties on the baseline. They've got a 6-point lead, and they've got things going a little bit better up-tempo here offensively, and it's helped them get some buckets. We were tied at 26 at the half, don't forget. Well, you see Gilbert pick that ball up with those good hands low at his feet and then break the press, bring it up into the front court, give it to O'Rourke, and that pass, Gio Smith being intercepted as a Comstock will get a 6-point of the ball game. Tell you what, he doesn't play like a freshman. He's just not only got the physical tools, but he's got the toolbox to carry him. That means he's got it between his ears. I read that quote in Hockey Magazine, Hockey News, and they're talking about one of the good players in the league, but who just hasn't really blossomed to a superstar. And he said he's got all the tools, he just doesn't have the toolbox. And I always thought that was quite an awesome expression. What a save by O'Rourke to Comstock to Bove, and they're going to call him for the travel. So Bove with that little Dancing with the Stars move got called for the travel. And it'll be side out Hartford. Now going to come over in those blue uniforms. They've yet to score here in this third quarter play. They're down by 8 with 5:23 to go in the third quarter. And Hartford's Wong will have the ball. He runs the point, goes to Ahar, and he wants to go down inside. Just literally threw it into the face of Foster, who grabbed it out self-defense and gets the ball now O'Rourke on that far right side. And he's going to lob it all the way over to Comstock. He'll catch fire, and nope. A little too much garlic on that one. And Bove trying to shield away Ahar. Oh, that's a real late whistle. I don't know what he called. No foul. Okay, they didn't call a foul. What he did, he hit the pipe that holds up the backboard. And it's out of bounds, MSJ basketball. I got to tell you, the hometown fan or not, it did look like Bove pushed him, but didn't get the foul called on him. Joe Gillum is knowledgeable of basketball, man, there is, but he's got the coolest facial expressions. That's what I like, sitting behind him and watching him. And Gilbert, ooh, one of his rare ugly shots. Usually he's right on the money. And Cole Henry in the ball game, 33, and he was the igniter for Hartford in that first half. And I've seen if they can get him started again. And there they go to the floor, and Bove just took it away from him. That's going to be Lyman knocking the ball away from Foster. And I'm going to say with MSJ, and I'll tell you, the speed of the game, the tempo definitely picked up, and the physical play definitely is picking up. Mounties by 8, bringing into Comstock as they doubled down on Bove and Gilbert. Well, not doubled, they played bodies on Bove and Gilbert, and I left Comstock all unmarked, and that's going to be a backcourt. Yeah. It was a hard pass. Comstock laid it at his feet, and Bove couldn't come up with it. And the ball goes side out to Kudermanch, number 12. He'll get in position with Wong out there, number 2, and MSJ won't pick up until mid-court and beyond, actually, just at the top of the arc. They did press several times, or a couple times in that first half, and for the most part, it was effective, but they're trying to save it now. They'll go down to Lyman. He'll turn fire in. High off the glass, no good. Foster couldn't control the rebound, but it was picked up by his teammate Gilbert, and then he'll hand the ball off to Bove. Ernie Bove with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter will bring the ball in between circles. Wong got a hand on it and knocked it away. Not far enough for any damage to be done. Bove spun inside and then threw the ball away. Yeah, they got to get back to some pretty fundamentally sound basketball, MSJ does. As they had Gilbert open on the baseline, but the pass was a little erratic, and it comes to a turnover. And we've just gone under the midway point with 3:56 to play in the third quarter. And that's Trombley, who's been quiet since his three-pointer. He picked up the 3 fouls, and I think he kind of took him out of the sync and rhythm of his game. Cole Henry bobbled but caught, pivots, and Foster reached in, slapped it away. Comstock will get the table straps and go to O'Rourke. O'Rourke just kind of working his way in, and I don't know how he found space. O'Rourke, such an athlete. He probably had 3/4 of an inch to slide through there, and he made it work. And Up, and Cole Henry blocked. Oh, that got eaten up by Foster. Not in my house, he says tonight. And Foster not only blocked it, but kept the ball alive and in play, and then was able to work it up to O'Rourke to Gilbert. And MSJ with a 10-point lead, having a big third quarter as they are on a 10-0 run. Hartford has not scored here in the third quarter of play. Gilbert off the screen on a cut, gives it off to Foster, an easy bucket. Everybody followed the ball. Nobody paid attention to Foster, and I don't know how you can miss a 6-foot, 230-pound giant out there, but he got the bucket. 38-26, the largest lead of the game by either side, and it's MSJ coming out, refocused and really executing pretty good here in the third quarter. Cole Henry, with help from Comstock, forced him wide, got underneath the basket too far to take the shot. Pass tip taken away by Gilbert, going out of bounds. He'll throw it over the top to O'Rourke, and now Coach Mike Wood telling him to be patient. Have some patience out there on the offensive end. And that's going to bring off the... Oh, O'Rourke with a big-time push, and that's pretty close to being a about as flagrant a foul as you can have. O'Rourke landed right on his tailbone, and I think they're just going to give him the old-fashioned... Boy, they call that a block. Those are arms extended, pushing out with a man in air, unable to protect himself. And I got to tell you, I don't care who at Rutland does like to have an opinion, that's a terrible call. Yeah, you see Lyman with a big smile on his face as he comes out, knows he got away with quite a dangerous play. And he's not even going to get free throws out. Yeah, he was going for the shot, and he didn't even get the benefit of that call. 38-26. Well, you got to protect the players, man. I always never forget tonight Lenny Burke got injured here. O'Rourke will make the catch, and boy, he's going to have a bruise on his butt in the morning, probably the size of his head. And that's boy Foster. He went right up and got it again. Foster going to the line. I'll tell you what, you can't leave Foster without putting a body on him down that close to the basket. Not only the first shot, but the second shot, you got to find him. He's at the line to shoot a couple. And Foster, for a big guy who's going to get fouled a lot down on low posts, like all good big men. He's he makes a lot of free throws, and that's what you'd expect. 39-26, MSJ's on a 13-0 run here in the third quarter over Hartford. It was a 26-all at the half, and Foster will get them both. And Trombley will turn and bring the ball up into play and trying to work against Gilbert, set him up for the spin, goes up over him with his height, and no good. Rebound up, and no. Cole Henry couldn't get to it. Bove snatches the loose ball out of midair, and Ernie Bove will quickly push it in the front court and comes out to O'Rourke on the right side. O'Rourke wants to dump it down to Foster, and again, look where he caught the ball, down on the blocks. Kicks it back out, though, and there's the drive by Gilbert. He'll give the ball off, and it's going to be off the hands of Comstock and out of bounds. Mounties will again pull back down this mid-court defensively. With a minute 53 to go, 40-26. 3 fouls in this quarter, and Trombley will get the finish, and they're going to count the basket. Backdoor cut along the baseline. Trombley with the bucket, and with a minute 46 to go, Hartford will finally get their first points of the third quarter. That's going to be Foster's third personal foul. 40-28, and I was thinking they might make a move here to get Foster out of the last minute 46 to keep him from getting that fourth foul. And that ball's down along the baseline. It's Ahar that has it, and Gilbert, I believe. I'll wait for the call. That is Gilbert. Gilbert just picked up his third. So Gilbert and Foster, just seconds apart, each pick up their third foul here late in the third quarter of play. I was about to say there were only 3 fouls at that point. Cole Henry goes up, and boy, Foster got it from behind. Foster living on the edge of foul 4, went right for it and got the block, got the benefit of the call, and O'Rourke with the basketball will turn and find Gilbert. And Gilbert, 25, with a minute 28 to go, will work it right to the midpoint of the circles, goes to Comstock, back to O'Rourke, and he wanted to slash, but Gilbert had kind of filled up the lane, and now he needs some help, and Bob will make the catch, trailing behind Gilbert. There's the backdoor cut to Comstock. The pass was tipped, and Comstock had to pull it back out and now reset the offense. There's a minute 10 to go in the quarter. There is no shot clock, so there's plenty of time. Bo for a long-distance 3, and Bo will get it. That's a veteran move, though, by the whole offense, freshmen and juniors included. They really didn't force and take a bad shot. Gilbert just picked up foul number 4. And that's why I'd hate that people say you're coaching, you're criticizing. I know I'm not. I'm just making an observation of being almost 50 years old and watching 10,000 basketball games. With 3 fouls on one of your main players with less than 2 minutes to go in the quarter and you're up by 12 or 15, it only makes sense to take him out and protect him from getting a 4th foul before the end of the 3rd quarter. Now they did take him out, but he's got 4. Trombley, no, rims out. Sexton tips the ball to Bove, and Bove's going to be tripped up by Wong, and Wong will get the call. Got the fouls against Wong, and that's going to be the 4th foul on Hartford as a team. Just the 2nd foul on Wong, and there Comstock just handed the ball to Bove, and actually it looked like he did travel. You can't run the sideline like that. Comstock with 36 seconds to go, got to the free throw line, wants some help, and there's going to be a turnover. Over and back, and MSJ here in the last minute kind of looking a little out of sync, maybe a little tired, a little fatigue set in and not thinking right. Kudermanch will bring the ball into play, number 12, and 32 seconds to go, and this is a big possession for Hartford. They're down by 15 points, 43-28. Foster will pick up the table scraps, hand it off to Bove, and boy, again, they tried to force the ball in between 2 Mounties defensively. There wasn't a lot of space there, and it ends up being a tipped ball, ends up in Foster's hands. Now Bove on the drive will kick it off to O'Rourke, looking for, there he is. I lost Kev, and nope. Comes down to Cole Henry, and up ahead, Trombley with the catch, will circle around, 6 seconds, 5 seconds, up, and Cole Henry fakes, up, and got it at the buzzer. Cole Henry with a big bucket makes it 43-30. The Mounties with the lead in a 3rd quarter that saw them outscore Hartford today at 26-17-4. It'll be Hartford basketball and 13-point deficit to face, and they're going to have Kudermanch taking the ball out of bounds along with Wong in the backcourt. And they've gotten quite a bit of minutes here tonight on the far. They're going to bring Cole Henry back out along with Trombley. And Trombley did a good job. He started the 2nd half with 3 fouls, never did pick up the 4th. And he's trying to find his shot right now. He keeps working on his offense. And that's going to be a putback and a foul. And I think it's going to be on Sexton. If it is, it's his 3rd. 23 on the arm. 2 shots coming up, and that will be his 3rd. So Foster, Sexton with 3 for MSJ. And then, of course, Gilbert picked up his 4th. It's only the 4th team foul, but they only spent 8 seconds, and they're at the line trying to score without the clock moving, and they didn't bang that one in there, and that's Kudermanch getting set. Dan Kudermanch. I believe he's the catcher on the Legion baseball team when I covered post 26, and it'll be O'Rourke, and here comes the press now by Hartford, and Bull had to work hard to get open, but he did find an open spot. Now he'll put the ball on the floor and just accelerate it in the front court and chase it down as he kind of got away from him. Gives it off to Sexton. There's the dribble, the fake, the up, and the foul. Ahar, I believe, will get the foul. It's just a matter if it's in the act of shooting, which I believe it has to be. And 2 shots. Yep. And so I will send Tom Sexton, a senior, to the line. And that's going to be the 5th team foul on Hartford. 2nd on Ahar. And Tommy Sexton at the line, and it didn't look that good when it left his hands, and it actually was the end result. With 7:41 left in the 4th quarter, and MSJ looking to get both games from Hartford this year in the win column, and they need a Division I win, a league win. And that's good. Rattled in there for Tommy Sexton, and lead goes back up to 44-31. Kudermanch will go down inside, and Ahar got in trouble when he put the ball on the floor, and he could have gone 1 step to the bucket, but he got bailed out by, as he got the foul, and 5th foul on the team, 2nd on Bove, no shots coming up, foul on the floor, and Trombley will take it out on the baseline for the Hurricanes in the blue uniforms, taking on the Mounties in the white, where it's the Common Avenue Gym at MSJ. That's going to be out to Trombley. He'll slash, drive, and no matter who got him, I believe Mr. Comstock's going to get called for the foul. Oh, they gave it to Foster, and that's massive. I thought it was on Comstock. That becomes Foster's 4th, and that's going to change the whole scenario here of the 4th quarter, because Foster, with a ton of time left, 7:27 to go, has got 4 fouls. Gilbert's got 4 fouls. And I'm waiting to see if Coach going to grab McCarthy. Sean McCarthy's going to come in. and take Foster's spot on the floor. Yep, it's made. So Foster will come to the bench with those 4 fouls, and now Hartford, if they're going to make a run, this is going to be the time to do it with both Gilbert and Foster out of the game. And O'Rourke, looking to get the ball into play, will just does get it to Bove. Bove in the front court, Bove to the baseline. Bove will come back and give the ball off to O'Rourke on the right elbow. Goes down inside to Sexton, and he's going to become a big part here. And that was blocked out to Wong, and Wong will get the ball up ahead, and there's just no big foul. Yeah, there's no shot block threat anymore. They took it in, and now Comstock will pick up the foul. The basket's going to be good. And Hartford, you can just feel the whole thing kind of swinging their way as Kudermanch will go to the line. Hartford's going to take a timeout. The Mounties, or actually MSJ is going to take a timeout, and they do need to grab their focus here as Gilbert's going to check back into the basketball game, and then that big lead is shrunk down to 9 at 44-35, MSJ over Hartford. MSJ also, as far as a team, is in the bad territory. There are 7 team fouls. Hartford have just 5 team fouls, but here comes Kudermanch trying to make a 3-point play. Where he was fouled after he made the bucket, and he does. He swishes it, 44-36, and Gilbert, like I said before we went to the fade-out, has come back, and that's a dangerous pass. And Kudermanch will pick it up, take it right in, and see Gilbert had to shy away from getting his 4th foul, and boy, right there, that was a good play by Hartford. They didn't get the basket. They're looking for the 4th foul, and there it is down the floor. Sexton with the finish. And boy, did the Mounties need that. 46-36, 10-point lead. Cole Henry the touch to Wong to Kudermanch. Back to Wong, and he's operated a lot more efficiently here from the point in the second half. And you say, how can you do that after the terrible third quarter that Hartford had? Well, he really wasn't responsible for that. And Bove will get the rebound, pop out to him, head to O'Rourke. He'll take it right into the hole, miss the charge. He's sliced away, and he'll miss the layup also. And here comes Trombley as this game has just exploded wide open. And Ahar with the bucket. Gilbert, again, had to curl off in contact. And a turnover. That press, they don't have enough people back offensively. There's more defenders back than there are offensive people. So you can either go long distance or you got to put a different wrinkle in that press break. 46-38, and Hartford can make it a 6-point or even a 3-pointer. They make it a 5-point deficit. They've come all the way back. Milan. O'Rourke will pick up the foul, and that's going to send Hartford to the line. And I think that's his second. Yes, it is. Cole Henry, who has been a difference maker in this basketball game for Hartford, number 33, Darren Cole Henry. Got a 1-1 in front of him right now. And with 6:10 to go, we got a whole new ball game. Just an 8-point lead for MSJ. And Cole Henry, no. Ahar with the rebound as there's no presence or size on the floor for MSJ. And a quick whistle. And Sexton just picked up foul number 4, so he'll join Gilbert, Foster, and Sexton all with 4 fouls now. And that represents basically all their height. McCarthy's on the bench. He'd be considered the next tallest player. And Ahar got it. They're chipping away, but the momentum definitely is all as good as MSJ's third quarter was. Hartford's right in that same scenario to have an excellent fourth quarter, and they've cut the lead to 7, and the Mounties in a lot of foul trouble. Ahar with a nice touch on the ball will make the basket. Gilbert will bring the ball out of bounds, and the press has really been part of the resurgence here besides the MSJ foul trouble. The press by Hartford's created some turnovers. Bolt brought the ball back around. We'll give it off to Gilbert. Gilbert to Sexton. He popped up between circles, made the catch. And there's not a single white body until now moving on the floor. And Sexton, contact and everything, and no whistle, no foul, no charge, no blocking, and a jump ball. And it should be MSJ basketball. It's been an interesting night. And Foster, boy, 5:47. They're bringing Foster back in. And he's going to replace Sexton. This, I think Coach Wood's got big cojones here. This is a big move. With 5:47 to go and bring the big man back in, and you've got a 6-point lead. But he knows the momentum really not on his team's side. And there's a bucket by O'Rourke, and they get tangled up on the floor, and that makes it 48-40. Maybe Coach Wood got a gut feeling here, and Foster got to be in there. If he's in there, he's got to play. There's the old cliche, he's got to play smart. They'll take it up and travel. Yeah, They wanted to take it right into Foster, and he never bought any of the fakes, and that caused the travel. 48-40, Hartford down by 8 with 5:24 to go. And that's tipped away from Comstock right to O'Rourke, and he'll go back to Gilbert. Gilbert also playing with the 4 fouls, and he handles the ball so well. See him bring it up, go between the legs, split the defense, go baseline, got sealed off. Good help defense by Trombley of Hartford that time. And Gilbert will go back, and boy, he had quite a ride down the floor that time. He'll come into Foster. He'll catch the ball to the inside, hook, spin, and get it. What a big man move that was by Foster. Lead back up to 10 now. And a travel called on Wong, and it was Bob who got in there and became a royal pain in the butt for Wong, and that's going to be a turnover to the Mounties. And I believe Coach Wood wanting a timeout. MSJ able to pump the lead back to 10 at 50-40, 4:59 to go in the fourth quarter play on Channel 15 Sports. Full timeout taken, and again, fouls are the theme right now for MSJ. They're trying to hold on here on their home court floor and grit one out here. They had a big lead in the third, and it kind of evaporated for a little bit in the fourth. They got Foster with 4 fouls, Sexton with 4 fouls, Gilbert with 4 fouls, and Gilbert with the basketball. That's Ahar. Guardian came right up top. Foster way out from his domain will make the grab and go for the bowl back to Comstock. Comstock has played big time here in this basketball game as O'Rourke. The ball, what a great catch. Boy, he looked like the receiver he is in football right there. And Wong pressuring him. He doesn't want to get the 5 count. O'Rourke from the free throw line to the basket, and O'Rourke will get up, and boy, he's been on the floor a lot tonight. He's going to be heading to the line, and he almost got the shot to drop, and he's got a chance for a couple free throws now, and that's going to be the 6th foul on Hartford as a team. So the next one they give up will become the bonus, obviously, for the Mounties, and O'Rourke, who's at the line. I don't know if they're waiting for some moisture again on the floor where he had hit the deck, and they're trying to just keep the floor in good shape. You're safe. Kevin O'Rourke, the senior, will be up, and nope. He left his hands. You can tell you a little bit too much jack on it, and it missed. And you can hear his mom, Sandy, up there with that Tennessee twang, rooting him on. And yes, he will get that one to drop. 51-40, 11-point lead for MSJ, and they come off now with Kudermach. Gets right into the paint, goes up and challenges Foster, and boy, the putback, another one? No. I'll tell you, I understand the philosophy is to take it right into Foster and try to get him to fall out. But it kind of, I mean, right there they just missed 3 easy shots, but it can be frustrating you to the point of demoralizing you. I'm not saying they've hit that point yet, Hartford I'm talking about, but I understand what they're doing. Comstock dribbling around with Trombley on him defensively, give it to Gilbert. Bove set a screen. Wong took a dive, and no call on the play. Good job by the officials. We'll work with the ball. We'll go back to Bove, and he'll find Gilbert now between circles. And MSJ taking some time each possession now off the clock. And that's good. Line to score, and there's Foster, and boy, Coach Wood ran that play pretty well. Kudermach will get the finish this time. And we'll have a Hartford timeout, so down by 9, 51-42 with 3:37 left in regulation here at the Common Avenue Gym. Hartford has 2 timeouts left. I wasn't quite sure. I couldn't hear the crowd. And it's a good crowd tonight. And, boy, they've been treated to a dandy of a ball game. The JV game was won by Hartford. They're looking for a sweep here themselves tonight. MSJ, of course, if the varsity wins, will have defeated Hartford both times this year. That's O'Rourke back to Bove. They're able to break the press rather easily that time. That's Wong on Bove, and that's been a pretty good duel tonight between those 2 gentlemen. To Foster, and they'll kick it back out to Comstock. And again, they just want to shorten the game here. Possession, they want to shorten the amount of touches that Hartford will have left as Bove will get it to Foster. He'll lose the ball, go out of bounds, and Foster, you see him upset with himself. It was a hard pass, so for a big guy to handle. And Ahar coming back in the basketball game for Hartford, and he's going to replace number 34 out there, Van Ryswick. You see Wong with Bove right in his face. They've seen a lot of each other tonight. A lot of heart on the court tonight. Teams have played well. Both coaches have really coached well. Cole Henry will go to the deck, and that ball will be tied up, and I think it's going to be Hartford basketball. Yeah, it'll stay with Hartford as it was Gilbert to get on the floor. And I can't understand Hartford's record. They just really, they're well coached. They've got a lot of size out there, and they've got good athletes. 51-42, 9 left, 9 3 minutes left. I'm sorry, 9-point lead, 3 minutes left in the ball game, and that missed shot would be tipped back to Wong. To Trombley, he'll take it right to the hole, and they call a timeout. And one thing you got to realize, Hartford's coach, besides being an excellent, former great player, but a good coach, he's tacking. Either Gilbert and Foster are going to have to step aside like that, and the paint just opened up, or they're going to contest it, and maybe get the block, or they might fall out. But they just took it right to him, and the paint opened up, and he got the basket. It makes it 51-44. The scores table said Hartford with 2 timeouts left, MSJ with just 1, and that's big. That's critical. MSJ also with 9 team fouls, so then if they foul again, Hartford will be getting 2 shots the rest of the night. 51-44 to lead down to 7. Hartford with 6 fouls, so that will put MSJ other than the player control foul being committed. Will be at the line themselves, and Comstock will work it up, and he's guarded there by Trombley, and Comstock will go behind the back, and he wants to find senior Ernie Bove, sets a screen for him. Bove will slide off, and again, if you try to limit the amount of possessions and touches by Hartford by taking the game, and as Kudermach will foul O'Rourke, and I really don't understand that. It's a 1-1. A lot of time left, 2:35, and the 3-point shot, you're only down 7 points. It's less than 3 possessions, but O'Rourke going to the line. Sorry to say, when you try to shorten the game, sometimes you stall yourself out, and MSJ trying to hold it on here, and they missed that free throw. And the ball went between Cole Henry and Trombley will pick it up, and here comes Kudermach up, and again, how many of those drives and putbacks have they missed tonight? 51-44, 2:27 to go fourth quarter. Mounties over Hartford. They had a huge third quarter to break a 26-all tie. MSJ didn't. Hartford's just become what a bounce. Went right back to Kudermach, and he put it up and in, and that's going to be another timeout taken. 51-46, 5-point game, and Hartford will call a full timeout as they have 2:24 left to work with. With 1 timeout left, 2:24 to go. They've worked it all the way down to a 5-point deficit now, 51-46. Gilbert, Comstock, Foster, O'Rourke, and Bove out there for the Mounties. No, they had the long ball, and they didn't let it go, and that's going to be off from O'Rourke's hands, out of bounds. Hartford basketball. They were right on the verge of getting a 5 count. They're also on the verge of they let the ball go. Bove was behind the defense. They're playing offense, defense. Van Ryswick, 34, will come out now, and they'll send back in Ahar, number 14. Because you do have to remember, foul-wise, the MSJ's keeping their big guys doing 4 fouls because they're just trying to hold on. Hartford trying to come back, but Hartford's also realizing if they get to overtime, they're going to need some bodies, and Gilbert will be fouled by Coleman. There's a hold call. And I really got to tell you, I've seen some weird games this year. But he wasn't really playing a ball. He was trying to grab the player. Intentional foul. That's what I was getting at, and the referee was right on the money. He wasn't playing the ball. He was trying to literally grab him to get the foul, and you got to play the ball. And I've seen it go the other way this year. I do about 100, 108 ball games a season. Basketball games, girls, boys, old, young, college, high school. So I'm telling you, that's a good call, but it's not this guy. He does a good job, but I've seen officials not have the gusto to call that. That's a good call. And Gilbert is a good free throw shooter, and he'll make that 52-46 with 2:10 to go. And MSJ should get the ball back, also on an intentional foul, I believe. Don't quote me. Gilbert will get them both. Yeah, now Ahar will come back out for Hartford, and they'll bring Van Ryswick in as they're playing a little offense, defense here, and it'll be white basketball. So with 2:10 to go, it's a bad thing for Hartford, but with so much time left because the way they've used their timeouts and got the lead at one point down to 5, now it's 7. It's not that big, it's not like it's with 10 seconds left. Okay, now they're going to call it on Wong. He fouled Bove, and I got to look at the clock at 2:05 with all that time left and 1 timeout to go, and you're down only 7. Of why would they play a little more defense before they commit the foul and send them to the line unless they got a magic 8 ball they shook and said Mounties won't shoot good from the line tonight, but they could play a good 15-20 seconds of defense if they get the turnover. And Bove now just created the 3rd made free throw in the last couple seconds for MSJ. Remember, don't forget, Gilbert hit both his shots, and now Bove hits that, and it opens the lead back up to 54-86. And that's off the mark, and there's Cole Henry with the ball, and got this up in the air for the rebound. Nice catch by Trombley. And Coach Wood urging him no fouls, and that 3-pointer. Now see, I'm just wondering, they didn't need 3. They could go for 2, and boy, no foul called there. Now I got to agree with Coach Leon Wood was holding his head there was a bump, then there was a slap, and there was no call. And Foster will get the ball and go out and bounce off from Foster. And MSJ, almost like they don't have a home court edge tonight. Ahar's coming in for Van Ryswick, who was trying to create the foul. And, you know, not getting called for anything and slapping the ball away. Oh, Kudermanch up and blocked by Foster. And that's what you do with 4 fouls and a minute and a half to go. You got to play for the win. And Bo will be going back to the line, and it's 10th foul, and that's 2 shots the rest of the way. And it's 54-46. And again, this, you know, don't go turn the channel over right now. This thing could be, I mean, you know, when by the time the series would have been in the paper and on the radio and on the TV, and be 4 weeks old. So, but I mean, hang around and watch the end of it. Come on. And Bo missing his last 2 free throws, and Van Ryswick again will come in for Ahar for Hartford. I'll tell you what, Coach Gillum has gotten every inch of everything he could get out of his team and his coaching experience and every break he could call for. I love to watch him coach. Now they got a 5-on-4 as Bo went down. Van Ryswick will go up and nail it. And that's going to be the last Hartford timeout. 54-49 on that 3-pointer by Van Ryswick as he drained it. They're going to take a full timeout. Left a minute 27 to go. Mounties up by just 5 now. Gilbert being guarded by Van Ryswick. MSJ with that line formation. You see him up there in the line. And, oh, again, they had Foster down deep. Bo will lose his balance, get the basketball, and go back to Gilbert. What an athletic move by Travel. Yeah. What an athletic move by Bulb, and then the travel by Gilbert. Again, they're making offense, defense switches here as Kudermanch and Cole Henry will come in. As I never got a chance to announce that. Number 5, Clarkson, 10 Hampton running the ball game for Hartford. It'll be Trombley with the ball out of bounds, and 54-49, a minute 22 to go, 4th quarter. They're going to run a stack on that far side of the box, and Gilbert wants to get to the inside, and they lob it up, and Foster tried to slap the ball away. Cole Henry had some good hands. There's Trombley on the drive, and no, took it to the hole, and I don't know how many layups and bunnies and putbacks they have missed, but it will be the difference if they lose by 4 or 5 points tonight. And there's the foul, and each time he was making a play for the ball, and it'll just be the 2 shots since they're at the 11th team foul, and O'Rourke went back to the line, and they've got to start hitting these now. And Kevin O'Rourke getting a little step out here to kind of compose himself before he'll go to the line. I'll tell you what, though, I mean, Hartford's worked themselves in for the shots they wanted, and again, either they're off tonight shooting or it's been why their record is what it is, but there is no easy shot, but those are what professional announcers would call a high percentage shot, and they're just not knocking them down. 55-49 now, and O'Rourke will put it up, and yeah, got a little friendly bounce off the home rim there. And Van Ryswick looking to get open and take the 3. Will hit the trailer. Back to Van Ryswick, and he'll alley-oop it up, and O'Rourke will get the foul, and that's the last thing that. No foul. Ball went out bounds off O'Rourke. I'll say the last thing Coach Wood told his team when they broke the huddle after the last time out was no fouls. Trombley up, and look at that. It's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. He got the inbounds play right what he wanted. Jump ball. He got it just what he wanted it for a little layup, and he missed it. And he knows it, and I'm not criticizing anybody. If anybody Rutland thinks I am, I'm not. I'm just telling you what I'm looking at. If you can't look at that and say you missed an easy layup, then you really belong in some country where you can't speak your mind. And that foul, I think, with O'Rourke, yeah, he's going back to the line again. They're going to bring Cole Henry and Kudermanch back in for Hartford, and O'Rourke will take the long walk up, take his breath, get composed. Like I said, he's got his team up by 7 right now, 56-49. Well, he doesn't. The whole team's up by 7, 56-49 with 56 seconds left. And what's been a wild ride here in the second half of play. MSJ with a big 3rd quarter. Hartford with a wicked rally here. MSJ trying to overcome some foul trouble to hold on, and they're gutting it out. 57-49 now, and they're going to bring, like I said, back in Cole Henry and Kudermanch. That will be good. Well, O'Rourke's hit some big ones tonight from the charity stripe, and this will be Kudermanch turning around, seeing all kinds of space up ahead to Trombley. And Gilbert got a little break right there. His body went flying by. Kudermach was getting set to put it up and in, and went out from the body of Gilbert out of bounds. 50 seconds to go, and that's going to be a foul on Comstock. Yeah, that's 2 shots for Chombley, as each team's well over, over the 10 foul thing. Team fouls, and they're going to bring back in both Clarkson and Hampton for Hartford, as he'll make that. And they'll bring out Cole Henry and Kudermach, as that's been the pattern here, back and forth. So Chombley trying to make it a 7-point deficit. It's 58-50. Then it's 58-51 with 49 seconds to go, and Gilbert will pick it up and get it to O'Rourke. Nice catch by O'Rourke. There's the foul right there, and that's what they brought those guys in for. Yeah, and that's 2 shots coming up at the other end now, and O'Rourke seems like he's been living at the line here in the 4th quarter, but he's been making the best of it. So he'll make his way up there, and Coach Gillum will go for that offense-defense change. And what it is, he doesn't want his offensive players falling out, creating the fouls to get either the missed free throws or the turnovers, and that's why he keeps bringing in Clarkson and Hampton for Hartford. They're out now. Kudermach and Coleman. Cole Henry back in there. As O'Rourke will go up, and well, he's been answering the door when they've been knocking on it. 60-51, and last thing he wants a fall right here, and that's going to be another 3-pointer. Hartford out of timeouts, and that'll be 60-54, and there's the foul. Yeah, Van Ryswick has come into the ball game, and he has hit 2 monster threes to keep Hartford within 2 possessions. And again, there's still 36.9 seconds to go, and we'll walk up to the free throw line again. There's Kev. Boy, and Van Ryswick, I wasn't aware of what a 3-point specialist he was, but he's hit 2 here in the 4th, and O'Rourke just keeps on marching from that free throw line in. O'Rourke up again, and the second shot's as good as the first one. 62-54, MSJ with the lead, and again his coach begging him not to fall. Oh. Right, Coach Wood just saying white, I mean his team's in white uniforms. You don't want to stop the clock, and you're right. Because not only do they stop the clock, but it also allows Hartford a chance to score without the clock moving, and it also allows Hartford to make those subs. And that's good. 62-55, and everybody's going in on a change now. It's Cole Henry will come out, and Kudermach's got to come out on the shot, as they have Clarkson coming in for the shooter for Hartford. And he'll rattle them both in. And there's the sub, and now Gilbert will hand the basketball off to the official. Get the spot. There he is. There's the mark, and it's going to be Van Ryswick that will guard the inbounds pass, and O'Rourke with the catch and trying to dribble up and out through the traffic, and ball hit the side. Yeah, the ball hit the chalk, or the out-of-bounds mark, and MSJ very fortunate to come down with that. They're only up by 6, 28 seconds to go. And Gilbert will take the ball out of bounds. He's a little bit taller and be able to throw the top of the defender. Brings it into O'Rourke. And on the turn, there is the foul, and that's still only 4 seconds off the clock. 24 seconds left in the basketball game, 62-56, and somehow Kevin O'Rourke just keeps being the guy who's going to the line and has the ball in his hands when he's fouled. And you know what? He's been excellent at the free throw line. Okay, he's got 2 shots coming up. Again, we've been way over the 10-team limit for both sides here for quite a while. And O'Rourke, boy, I mean, he's not even rattling them. He's just swishing them all. And I got to believe, 63-56, that the Mounties will have to believe in their coach right now and not commit any more fouls. And there's a Mountie timeout. That's their final one. Each team is out of timeouts. They took theirs with 24.9 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. Each team now out of timeouts. 24.9 seconds to go in MSJ. Now, they came out in a full court, and I didn't think they would do that. They are going to pull back now somewhat. They're going to leave Comstock and Bove with a presence in the backcourt, and they're going to have the ball going to Trombley, and he'll bring it up for Hartford. Being Ryswick trying to get a space, get the shot off. They'll give it off to Trombley. He's stripped of the basketball by Bove to Gilbert, and I got to believe now, well, I know that everything's possible, but with 13 seconds to go, and Gilbert going to the line, that turnover right there could be the finality of the ball game. And I'll tell you what, I said 26 all at the half. MSJ with a big difference in the third quarter. I had it at one point, I think it was 15-4. And they had a pretty comfortable lead heading into the fourth. And then 4 fouls appeared on Foster, 4 on Gilbert, 4 on Sexton. And again, you go through and you look at the contribution by the freshman Comstock. Of course, seniors out there, Bove and O'Rourke. Everybody kind of got it together, and they're going to survive it. And Gilbert will get them both. And 66-56, 10-point game. And boy, I tell you, Van Ryswick has hit 3 unbelievable threes. He had a body all over him. He's got, there's a 5 count. 2.7 seconds to go, and it's not the worst thing that could happen. Unless they've got a 7-point play in their book, it's going to be 2.7 seconds, and even if they get a basket or a 3-pointer here, MSJ is going to hold on and get the win over Hartford. And nobody fouled out. Foster, Gilbert, or Sexton, nobody fouled out. Trombley will put it up and get it, and that's going to make it 66-62. And tell you what, an effort by Hartford. They never gave up. They stuck behind their coach, Joe Gillum, there, and they made a nice run at it. And for MSJ, just a great all-around experience for him. So congratulations to the Mounties. A good job by Hartford. Hope you've enjoyed this basketball game on Channel 15 Sports. I'm Jerry Munger. Get out there, support your student athletes, and support public access television.